Hello guys, this is Justin with Fuel and Firepower. Today we're back out here to do another head-to-head challenge. Today we're going to do the Gamo versus the Crosman. So the Gamo is the Gamo Swarm Maxxim Gen 2. It's a 10-shot rotary mag. Very excellent rifle. I've shot it a bunch. The Crosman is the Crosman Vantage Plus 6-shot rotary clip in it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put the two against each other. So how are we going to do that? First off, this is not going to be a very fair test. We're going to do trigger pull. Why is that not fair? Because this one's got the air gun detector's trigger screw in it. What we will look at is consistency. This one don't have a bad trigger, so we just look at consistent trigger pull. Which one feels got a nice crisp break? That's something we want to look at there. Just because this one lighter does not mean it's the best. All right. We're also going to do chronograph tests. We're going to see if they're anywhere near their advertised beat per second. Now, we are not shooting alloy pellets. We're going to be shooting the RWS Super H points out of both of them. So I know the Crosman Vantage really likes these pellets. I've never shot these out of the Gamo. So from previous experiences, I feel like the Crosman's going to need all the help it can get. So we're going to shoot these out of the Gamos and see how they perform. So the third test is going to be accuracy. So I've got a target set up. We're going to do 20 yards, and we're going to shoot off the rest. We're going to take 5 shots each and just see how they do. The first thing first, we're going to start out with the trigger pull. We're going to do 3 each. We'll record it, and then we'll move on. I'm going to go get my book, and then we'll get started. All right, guys, I got you in here pretty close because I noticed that every time I do this, I try to show my trigger pull gauge. You can't read it at all. But you guys will actually be able to see it this time. So we got 3 loaded up in the Gamo. We're going to start with the Gamo first because it's the closest one to me. It's the only reason I have. All right, we're going to do the first one. 1.28 pounds. Like I said, very, very light. Second one. 1 pound, 5.7 ounces. All right, and the final one. So what? 1.7 or 1 pound, 7.3 ounces. So, like I said, we knew that one was going to have a pretty good trigger on it. Let's move over to the Crosman Vantage Plus. At the end of this, we'll go through and kind of talk about some likes and dislikes of it. I get a little long-winded at times, so it's that's not something you're into, I understand. But you can watch all the rest of it. Crosman Vantage Plus. 3 pounds, 1.6 ounces. That's not bad. For factory trigger, it feels so crisp. It really does. Like I can't really say anything bad about that one. 3 pounds, 5 ounces, or 0.5 ounces. So final trigger pull. 3 pounds, 10.4 ounces. All right, so that's everything with the trigger pull. I've collected the data, and we will look at it all at the end. I'm going to go ahead and do the chronograph now. All right, guys, did the test fire. It seems like it's reading just fine over here, so we'll run through it. We're going to do 5 through each, record, and do the average. Like I said, we're using the Super H points by RWS, and they are a 14.2 grain. Hopefully y'all can see that. These are excellent pellets. We'll get you down here where you can watch. Well, guys, that was interesting. I think I understand the Crosman Vantage a little bit better after that test. So we'll come back and we'll talk about that. Right now we're going to go ahead and do the accuracy test. I don't know if you can see it, but we got a target set up down there. I've already shot it once with a different rifle for the center, but I'm going to be shooting at the top two with this one. Hopefully, we can get a decent group out of both these things with these pellets at this yardage. Like I said, I'm going to be shooting off the very rest here. The Gamo has the stock Gamo scope on it. This Crosman does have a Vortex Diamondback Tactical on it. So it does have a better scope. That one got a little lighter trigger. So I'm going to get you down there where you can watch the target. All right, guys. So I guess you saw. I'm all but trying to be fair. So I did the first two tests, and I was like, I do want to try it one more time just to see if there's any difference. So I just shot them both again on those bottom targets there. I'm going to bring you down here, and we'll kind of go over what data we have, and then we'll talk it over. So the Gamo Swarm trigger pull. Obviously, it was lighter. 1 pound, 2.8 ounces, 1 pound, 5.7 ounces. 1 pound, 7.3 ounces. Averages out right around 1.5 ounces, me just doing in my head math. It's pretty consistent. Nothing too big of a jump there. Just over 4 ounces difference in between. Move over here, 3 pounds, 1.6 ounce, 3 pounds, 0.5 ounce, and 3 pounds, 10.4 ounce. It actually had a little bit wider spread in between the two. 0.5 to 10, so 9.5, a little over, almost 10 actually. So bigger spread there, averages out to 3.6 ounces. If we're just looking at the spread, I think the Gamo is more consistent there. I did put the trigger screw in it, but I haven't adjusted anything else until I only lighten the trigger. So down here at the velocity, so over here is what they're advertised. So I'm pretty disappointed over here. I know the Gamo Swarm is supposed to be 1,000 feet per second with alloy pellets, but we're just not there, guys. So 566, 572, 569, 571, 569 again. Averages out at 569. It's very much not as powerful as it's supposed to be, but it's very consistent across the board there. Over here, we had a 695, a 754, 758, a 718, and a 757. And that averages out at 736, which is, quite a bit closer to what they're advertising here. So let's move over to the accuracy test. All right. So this side is the Gamo. Shot here, they're not very consistent in this rifle at all. And then you have your Crosman over here. The Crosman would do excellent, I think, if it was consistent across the board on feet per second with the velocity. I shot 1, 2, the third one. I think it hit high. I'm not 100% for sure. It made quite a bit different sound, sounded like it broke the sound barrier. It was flying. I feel like it hit high, and then we had 4 and 5 right there. And I missed one on that. I was like, I really want to try again, so I came down here. So shot, let's see, I think I shot maybe 1 up here first. Anyway, here you go. You got 2 in that hole, 3 right there, and then the feet per second. Because must have been way off on these two because they hit way down here. So with accuracy, I'm gonna say the Crosman wins. It's very, very much more consistent. If you take out that guy, which was absolutely my fault, I pulled. I will say with the super light triggers, sometimes they will surprise you, and that's what that one did. I shot before I was ready. All right, guys, there you have it. That's the head-to-head challenge. Now let's talk about a winner. As far as trigger pull being the most consistent, Gamo Swarm. Velocity, as far as being most consistent, Gamo Swarm. As far as the accuracy test, more consistent, most consistent, Gamo Swarm. All right. It is an overall better shooting rifle all the way around. And it's because of the consistency, right? It's very consistent. I don't know why the feet per second are as low as it is. I would like to maybe try to find some other videos online where other people have tested, or if any of you guys have tested it, please let me know as well. Because it's something I haven't seen. Maybe I just haven't paid attention to. But I'm for sure that's a little low, and I don't know why. Now let's talk about the Crosman. I've never been able to do really well with it, except at a very short distance where the velocities don't matter as much. I can group really good with it very short distance. With these Super X points, it likes these pellets when the velocity is average, or when the velocity is even across the board. So I don't know why this one is being so erratic. Cleaned it, I've torqued it, I've done all the things. I made sure the barrel was good. I've listened to all the comments, and I have tried them all, man. I have really done them all. I put a pellet in there, pushed it all the way through to make sure it was good. But it makes such different sounds sometimes when you fire it. Sometimes it's very consistent. You know how they sound. And then every now and then there's like a big thump of a noise that sounds like it's absolutely sending it to the moon, man. I mean, it's flying out through there, and it hits and hits so hard, and you hear it. You're like, why did it just do that? 1 out of 5 pellets, it may or may not do that. I don't know if it's something to do with just how I made sure there was a line every time, because I had one that I tried to shoot that wasn't completely aligned once, and it, didn't fire, obviously. I try to make sure that I never do that again. Thankfully, it didn't do any damage. Everything still looks perfect. So, but it's had issues since the day I unboxed it. I've done everything that I can to it, and I think I'm going to reach out to Crosman on it and see what they say. I think that I've done enough tests and gave it enough chances, and really tried to like this rifle. So I think it's time to reach out to them. I'm going to do a little more research on the Gamo as well, figure out why the velocity is lower than what I feel like it should be. And if it's just low across the board compared to everybody else's, I'll probably reach out to them too. So pros and cons of both. Pros, everything about the Gamo, I just like it. I wish it was sitting in this stock. I will say that. I do like this stock so much better. I just love this cheek riser. It just sits nice. It's very comfortable. I just feel like the whole thing's ergonomic. Other than that, the Gamo wins every aspect. The mag feeds. The mag works much better than the clip. I wish the Gamo had the feet per second of this one, and still the consistency that it is. All right, guys, there you have it. Clear winner today, Gamo Maxxim Swarm Gen 2. It's been an excellent rifle since the day I unboxed it, and it continues to be. So, that being said, if you'd all like to see any more head-to-head, let me know. I've got a couple more in the works that we're going to try to do. And don't forget, check me out on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to start posting some behind-the-scenes stuff on my Instagram, just pictures and whatnot. I want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.